basically coming in on Thursday and speaking with us. I always look forward to our Thursday sessions. I feel like they kind of rejuvenate. It's like right before the end of the week, not yet there, but it's like a good kickstart into the weekend. So thank you everybody for joining. This week's topic is about meditation. I feel like, especially now in today's day and age, meditation is such a rampant, ongoing thing that people are trying to get into. Some people completely reject the idea, saying, no, meditation's not for me. I can't do it. I can't sit still. My mind is wandering here and there, everywhere. But there's also so many different forms of meditation that I think that people also need to realize. So I guess my first question would be for you, Sanatan Prabhu. What does meditation look like, and are there different forms of meditation?
Oh, I was just connecting to what you said earlier. Many a times people, uh, they need meditation, they feel the need, but yet they think, oh, it's so difficult, the mind goes cranky, and we really don't want this stuff because it's very hard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something similar to what Arjuna experiences in the Bhagavad Gita. When Lord Krishna describes to him the meditation, which is called as Dhyana Yoga. Dhyana means meditation, and yoga means to link with the Supreme. So when he talks about Dhyana Yoga, Arjun says, nah, this one's not for me. Definitely this one's not for me. It requires a lot of controlling of you need to have a lot of control over the mind. Yeah, and that's what he says. Mind is so fickle, it's obstinate, it's so stubborn and very hard to control. And he almost had given up. No, no, I'm not doing it. And this may be one of the thought process that many people have. So yes, what is meditation? Meditation or dhyana, it refers to the art of bringing the mind under control and channelizing all one's mental energy on one object, upon one object, one thing, one phenomena, one process, one identity. Yes, to focus. Yes, that is called as meditation. Yes, and as you were talking about different types, okay, because the moment we listen to this terminology of meditation, what typically comes to our mind if you're from the Asian background? It may refer to somebody going up on the mountains, okay, and going there. There's this guy with a lot of beard and a lot of hair. He doesn't bother to comb and groom himself up, sitting like that. Okay, that's called as meditation. Going to the Himalayas, we call it. And that's one conception of meditation that people might have. Another conception that people have of meditation is sitting right in front of the candle, right? You are sitting right in front of the candle, and then what you do is, oh, you're seeing that flame, the flame is moving. Oh my god, it's all that. Right? So that's another conception that people many times have, right? Okay, so what are the different forms of meditation? Well, if you were to look at the wisdom literatures, because I told you earlier, meditation is about fixing one's mind, fixing one's conception, fixity, right? So there can be different kinds of meditation. The most popularized version of meditation is where people focus on their breath. Yeah, you inhale, and that's something which is very natural. You breathe, the moment you focus on your breathing, you'll observe that your breathing slows down,
Mm-hmm.
right? It automatically slows down. And with the slowing down of the breathing, all your mental faculties, intelligence, everything starts becoming a little more alert. You kind of disassociate with the world outside. Happens. That is meditation.
Yeah.
Breathing, very popular. Another form of breathing that people go for is another form of meditation that people go for is where they try to do the third eye meditation. People focus on the Agnya chakra. This is also very popular today. People say, oh, you want to open your third eye? Of course, you don't have a third eye. But that, what does that mean? Meaning that you want to have an outlook towards your inner self. Yes, internalization, inner engineering. And that is another popular thing getting around the buzz, opening of your third eye. I just recently saw a video, and the video was of the school where I studied, my high school, and that showed that there was a girl who was able to look at the book. Yeah, she's able to look at the book with her eyes closed. Everything's closed. She's blindfolded, and she's able to give you all the contents of the book.
Wow, that's crazy.
There's a teacher who's asking, okay, so what's there here? What's this? She's able to say everything. My God, this student's definitely going to cheat in the exam. No, jokes apart, but how was she able to do it? How is she doing it? I just kind of couldn't make out. But then it was said that she has opened a third eye. We're saying like that. So such kind of things are available. And another meditation form is hypnosis.
Hmm.
What you do typically there is through affirmations, a low vibration, monotonous affirmations, somebody dictating to you, you reduce your brain wave frequency to such a degree, you enter a state which is below the state of your physical awareness. The physical awareness right now, it's 13 hertz and more. Then you go into a relaxed alert state which is 8 to 12 hertz. This is the alpha zone. Now, alpha zone is something which is peak performance frequency, they call it. And then you go below the 8 hertz. That's when you reach a stage which is called as theta stage. That's when you are very much receptive to all kinds of affirmations. You connected to your subconscious. That's that interface where the conscious and subconscious, both of them working together.
Wow.
Yeah. So people do this kind of meditation too. They give self affirmation, self hypnosis. This is the kind of meditation that people get to. Right. So
Hmm.
these all popular meditations are having their roots in the wisdom literature, right? And they're popularized through different names based on the scientists who have given it. And this particular method, which I just told you, this is a method which was discovered by Jose Silva in the mid 50s and early 60s in the United States. And thus he has this Silva mind control methods, etc., which is popularized recently by Vishal Lakiani in his Mind Valley. He teaches the 6 phase meditation. So people do all that. Right. So there are different forms of meditation. And all these meditations, which I've spoken so far, they have numerous benefits of health, mental awareness, intellectual alertness and sharpening. But there is one thing that's missing in all of this meditation. Can any of you try to guess what's that? You can put it on the chat. You need to type it. We won't have raise of hands because that's going to take a lot of time. But then if you can put it on the chat, what do you think is missing in all these meditations that I mentioned?
Hmm.
Well, Nandini, you would like to take a guess? What's that?
I'm trying to think.
According
I'm
to you.
like, I don't know. I'm just trying to, what is missing from all the forms of meditation that you had just listed? Is it like stillness or
Yes, Jill.
oh, Jill? Oh, good job, Jill.
Yes, that's the point. There is lack of divinity in this process.
Okay.
Yeah. There is nothing divine. Because if you want to have some divinity, there has to be a linking with the Supreme. That connection is lacking. You might be resetting your body, you might reset your mind, you might filter out all the clutter and get clarity through your intellect. But till the time we link to the Supreme, all the benefits are temporary. Everything's temporary. So, meaning that's added is by linking to the Supreme. And a most practical meditation that's taught to all of us, especially in this busy and buzzing life of what we have today, the jet age life that we're living, is the mantra meditation. Yes, the mantra meditation. And the very meaning of mantra is manastrayate iti mantra, that which delivers the mind, that which liberates the mind, that which frees the mind, that which purifies the mind is called as mantra. And with the repetition of the divine sound multiple times in a prayerful mood, is something that is done in the mantra meditation, where we meditate on the sound form, the sound of the holy name. This is mantra meditation, has tremendous benefits, and it has a lot of scientific backing. Yeah, I'll go ahead. Yes.
Okay. So obviously we've just discussed that there's so many different forms of meditation, and mantra meditation, as we've discussed, is maybe the strongest or the most potent because you're connecting to the Supreme. But if we backtrack a little bit and just discuss about how people can proceed into getting into meditation, getting into that more awareness or that connection with the Supreme, how would somebody even begin that journey?
Okay. How do you start
Mm-hmm.
the mantra meditation? Well, it is something that anybody can do it.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that is done by even entry level, or you can say beginner. This is a common terminology that people call it these days. If somebody is a noob in meditation, that's a terminology that people use, noobs. Even a noob can do it, a novice, noob, or even an expert. Everybody can do. There is different degree gradations of practitioners, and what you get after repeated chanting is the depth. So we need to start. And if you look at our wisdom literatures, there is one of the literatures which is called as Upanishad. The very meaning of Upa means to come near, and Nishad, which means to come close to the absolute truth. And this Upanishad is called as the Kali Santaran Upanishad. The day and age, the age of quarrel and hypocrisy that we are living in, is called as the Kali Yuga. Yuga means the age, and Kali is the name of this place because of quarrel and hypocrisy. So in this age, day and age of Kali Yuga, we have been given the Kali Santaran. San means complete, and Taran means to be delivered in this age, or to shield oneself from the ill effects of this age. For that purpose, there's a book written called Kali Santaran Upanishad. It's a wisdom literature. Out of the 108, there are 108 Upanishads. This is one of them. And this Upanishad talks about a mantra which is not just an ordinary mantra. It's called as Maha Mantra. Maha means great. Why is it called great mantra? It's called great mantra because anybody who repeatedly chants this mantra reaps the benefit of chanting all the mantras. Whatever mantras exist under the sun, one gets the benefit of chanting everything if we were to just chant this one mantra. Yeah, this is something we are looking for, right? We are looking for this. One master switch that's going to turn on everything else. And that master switch is this Maha Mantra. What is it? This is called the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. It contains three words. Hare is an address to the divine energy of the Supreme. Krishna refers to that all attractive Supreme Personality, and Rama is indicative of the Supreme Enjoyer, that Supreme Personality who is the Supreme Enjoyer, who gives enjoyment to anybody who comes in contact with that personality. And thus these three combinations of these three words, Hare, Krishna and Ram, produce the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, namely Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The 16 word. And it is said, Iti Shodashakanam Nam Kalikalmashanashanam Nata Paratrupaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyati. The Sanskrit, the meaning of the Sanskrit goes as follows. It says that anybody having recited the 16 words of Hare Krishna Mahamantra has said to have grasped the essence of the entire Vedic studies.
Wow.
Yes, just the 16 words. They are really powerful, very potent. Yes.
Okay. And even though the mantra can be very potent, if people are trying to step into the mode of meditating more, but they're having a hard time finding that connection. So the potency of the mantra is there, but they themselves are trying to practice and they're having a difficult time making that connection. What kind of guidelines or um, connections or advice would you give to somebody who wants to pursue it but is having a difficult time trying to make that connection?
Yes, yes, yes. Well, the science works like this. Initially, well, it seems to be a very liberating experience, but then as you get familiar, you heard this phrase, familiarity breeds contempt. And then again, you are getting some benefit, you got some faith and conviction. At the same time, well, being persistent or having that consistency is quite a challenge. That comes in the neophytes, in the newcomer stages. It's very important to always have a conducive association in which we learn better about the science of the mantra meditation. And the more we learn about the science, the advantages, the scientific benefits of this process, the more we develop the right attitude, the right faith, and the right maturity to perform this meditation. And the results are tremendous. I just wanted to show you guys something. Yeah, yeah. This is a scientific slide that I wanted to show you. I hope, just let me know when you can see the screen. Are we there?
Almost. I mean, my side, it's still. Oh yes, now we're here.
All right. So if you look at, everybody's goes through a lot of anxiety and stress today. This particular experience of chanting really beats all the anxiety and stress. We have forgotten what's peace. Peace is not something which is a peaceful situation around us. Peace is despite the chaos around, our mind is having the peace. Yes, we really get that unlimited power because we are connected to the unlimited. Although we are limited in our capacities and faculties, we get connected to the divine, we get that unlimited power. And whatever sinful vices that we have, our heart is completely cleansed from all of them. One tends to start to experience what's real happiness. Because the very first quality of a spiritual person is that person is happy. And enlightenment, this is something that comes from within. You will be able to see things the way they are. As a person who's been performing this practice for about more than 2 decades, I've been doing this chanting for over 2 decades, about 21 years now. And I can vouch for this particular practice that this really gives these practical benefits. That's something that fuels us to continue this process. Although there will be certain ups and downs. Yeah. So it's very important. This is a scientific paper that was presented by Dr. Herbert Benson. But we need 4 basic elements to make it successful. We need a quiet environment. This is very important. You can't just do it while you're watching, Instagram reels, or you're watching in a movie theater, you go to a shopping mall. No, you need a quiet environment. Number 2, the position in which we sit. We need to be comfortable, in a comfortable position. Number 3, repetition of the prayer. Yes, we go on, going with the mantra. And a passive attitude free from thoughts. Yes, there will be thoughts that try to catch us. But we need to tell the thoughts to wait. Okay, all right, you wait for some time. I'll revisit you after I'm done with my session. After my chanting session. Now, for example, if you're really, how many of you are really intrigued to be in this conversation? I'm just looking at the hands. Okay, okay, there's at least one. How about others? Did they get my question? How many are really happy to be here?
All the people with their cameras on, basically.
At least
Hopefully
the
the
guys
rest
who've
of
turned on their cameras, we have 100% vote. The others
yeah.
also definitely must be having a good time, but they're doing some multitasking, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
So now, when you're totally into the session, now you suppose you're getting a call. What do? You're getting a call. We try to, okay, we just say we take it later. Why? Because we are in this session.
Mhm.
The same kind of commitment is required even for chanting, right? We'll take it later. So that level of freedom from thoughts and freedom from distractions is required. All right. Going on, again, this Dr. David Brian Wolf, he mentioned that many people have been cured of depression. Yes, chronic depressions, who were on depression pills, those who were constantly negative thinkers, overthinkers, everybody have been cured of this particular problems. Those having low self-esteem, this is all being supported very well through chanting. What the chanting does, I was talking about these 4 states. When you are sleeping, usually the brainwave frequency is up to 3 hertz. Then from 3 to 8 you're drowsy. 8 to 13 is your alpha state. It's actually 8 to 12. Some say 12, some say 13. And then you become active. Beyond that is a hyperactive zone. So chanting, if done properly with these 4 conditions, which I've just mentioned, a person will enter the peak performance zone, which is the alpha zone, the relaxed alert zone. Yeah. So this is where we can put. So thus, we will see the practical benefits of being good at everything that we do. Yeah. That's the power of this particular process. So it's very practical. So there are so many personalities who did have wonderful experience. Everything started happening for me when I began chanting Hare Krishna. This is Jean-Claude, who is the youngest director in France. Albert Bushford, the owner of Ford Motors. Chanting Hare Krishna has made a tremendous impact in my life. If you look at N.D. Desai, the leading Indian industrialist of APAR Limited, he's been chanting for many years and I've never found anything more pleasurable. Just try to chant 5-10 minutes a day for a week and you will feel the difference. Yes, you can take it as a weekly challenge. That's what I do. Take a weekly subscription plan. It's a free subscription plan. Take it for a week. Try it. You like it. You continue. You don't like, there's no question of not liking it. It doesn't happen. Marco Ferrini, Italy's top furniture designer. Chanting makes me close to God. His statement. Dr. Donald R. Truck, he says that as a person chants, whichever level you are, you get going deeper in your experience. You get more realistic, more tolerant, and more energetic. You start feeling that energy. It's there. So it's something that you'll have to just start experiencing. Yes, it's a word experience. True.
That's so nice. I know that from personal experience as well as from like my siblings that I also speak to. Whenever we're in moments of distress, I feel like especially lots of people tend to go towards meditation or towards chanting, and it almost helps to calm the situation or allows you to refocus and recenter. And I think that's very helpful. I wanted to also ask that in regards to all of this, because last week we were talking about time and how lots of people tend to feel like they don't have enough time. So again, going back to if people want to do start this, want to get into the commitment of chanting and create that challenge for themselves, okay, let's try to meditate as much as we can. When is the best time, do you feel like, to chant? Is there a best time necessarily to meditate or to chant? And how can somebody stay committed to doing something like this to see the impact of it as well?
Good one. You asked me 3-4 questions together.
Yes.
Anyways, it was like a rapid fire. Okay. All right. So, one thing is, chanting can be done technically at any time. It has no hard and fast rules. You can sit in any direction, you can sit, you can stand, you can walk, anytime you can do it. But nevertheless, it's observed and scientifically proven that when we rise in the morning, right in the morning before the daybreak, and towards the end of the day when we are going to hit the bed, these are the 2 times when our mind is very, very conducive. Yes, it's like a blotting paper. It can just sink in anything that is given to it. And for those reasons, it's best advised if we do it right in the morning. Nighttime is usually preferred for some kind of good reading. You want to read some spiritual content and make up your very nice consciousness before you conclude your day. That time is something which is good for that. But however, for chanting, basis my experience and having taught so many students, and also as per the scriptural injunctions, they call it a Brahma Muhurta, which means the great time. Brahma means great and Muhurta is time. So that time is technically 1.5 hours before the sunrise. So this is a time where your mind is really fresh. Yeah, it's really fresh. You're receptive. It's conducive to chant, and really the mind absorbs all that, the vibes of chanting, and you retain it for the whole day. That's the beauty of chanting in these hours, right? So that's the best practice that I recommend to all of you. Yeah, that's one thing. And you were asking something more. What is the second part?
I'm trying to think now. I don't even know what else I asked you. I think
Ah, yeah.
I had asked about the time. I had asked
Yes.
about I think the main point for me was the time.
Okay.
I don't remember
Yeah,
exactly
that's
what
why I
else
stuck
I
to the main point. But then there were some more things that really I felt should be addressed in this particular question. Another thing that I want to mention is, yeah, basically you can chant anytime. What I wanted to say was you can chant even without taking a bath. If somebody says, okay, taking a bath, etc., is too difficult, it's winters going on, that's fine, totally fine. There's no problem. There is no time, place, or circumstance that can bound you in this particular. It cannot bind you. You can chant. There's absolutely no problem. But nevertheless, if you can, you know, stick to a particular place, have a time fixed. How to do it? Now, that was your question. One of the best things that I tell my students to do is first things first. Really fuel your day, just like if you're going on a very big road trip. You got to travel kilometers altogether. What you do first things first is you fuel your vehicle. Yes, you go to the gas station and fuel it, and after that you're free to go, however long you want to go. Similarly, fuel your day with the japa, the chanting, right? So that's the best way to start your day. And in case uh, if that time is not convenient, then one of the ways to introduce habit, as spoken by James Clear, Dr. James Clear, in his Atomic Habits, he talks about habit stacking. Look at one habit that we do it every day, right? We are surely going to do this habit. Then stack the chanting to that habit so that it sticks. Track it. It's very good to track your habit. The habits that mean a lot to you, you track them, right? And the more you track and measure something, you grow in that aspect. You grow what you measure. So start measuring it. These are some of the practical ways in which we can get to chant first. Yeah. So first we talk about consistency, because how to reap the benefit. That was the another question. Last question was that. How to reap the benefits of chanting? The best way to reap the benefits of chanting is consistency. Right. Now, if you look at certain stones, I had gone to a place called Hampi Kshetra. This is a very, very historic place. There is a mention of these places in Ramayana. So they were the group of the apes who were constructing a bridge for Lord Ram in Ramayana. And they had stored all the stones and boulders in a particular place that's called Hampi Kshetra. I observed a stone. It's a very hard stone. They're really hard stones. You cannot perform any kind of, you can't scratch the stone. But I observed some of the stones, they did have certain trails on it. And who created those trails? The trails was created by the ants. So the ants repeatedly go over the stone. They repeatedly go over the stone. They go, and what happens is that trail is formed. So that's the power of consistency. Even stones can melt. Ant is insignificant. Of course, we shouldn't harm any creature, but ant can be just crushed like this. Somebody crushes the ant like this. And that stone is something you try to get a scratch of that stone, it's going to get a deep cut. So what is the strength of an ant and a stone? Stone is much, much stronger in terms of a material. But because of the consistency that the ant goes, it makes lanes on those stones. That's the power of consistent effort.
Wow, that's really cool.
What if my favorite habit is to sleep? How do I stick to it?
Mm.
Before you sleep, you do your chanting.
Yeah.
Isn't that good? I'm not going to sleep till I chant my rounds. What do you say, Keshav? And if something is your favorite, you definitely want to do it. And you cover this. Just like when we were kids, there was this Nintendo video games which are quite famous. So our mom used to tell me and my brother that till the time you don't finish your homework, No touching the video game. So
Yeah.
just to do the homework, then go for the video game.
Then
Because
go for the
the
video
purpose,
game.
that intensity to finish the homework was to go and play the video game.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
stick it to your favorite habit. You
Yes.
like to sleep? Okay, fine. I do this, then I get to sleep. If I don't do this, I don't get to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, well, I wanted to take the time to now, we have quite a few people part of this group, so I wanted to take the time to open up the floor to have anybody that wants to ask any questions, if they're having any difficulties with their meditation, whether that's mantra meditation or any form that they're doing right now. Does anybody have any questions at all that they'd like to be asking? You can either enter it into the chat or you can raise your hand. I believe you can raise your hand in the group as well. We always start off like this, that it gets like it's awkward and then nobody asks any questions and then eventually the questions start rolling in. Okay, so we have a question in the chat by Wingal. She's asking, I assume it's more effective to chant out loud. I've been chanting in my head.
Okay. When you chant, what's the most important aspect is to hear the mantra. There's a connection between your recitation, you hear, and that hearing is something that does the cleansing process. The cleansing happens when you heard the sound. At the same time you recite it, you chant. You're engaging multiple senses in this meditation. And when you engage multiple senses in meditation, there is a possibility of hooking the mind more to that particular activity.
Mhm.
Right? So that's why we are told even in our schools, read out aloud. So you're seeing, you also have a marker, use your finger
Mhm.
over the text. Yes, they're called markers. Use your markers over the text. Your eyes have a saccadic movement. Right? You speak, you're using your tongue, your ears are hearing the reading. So the multiple senses we engage, to that degree the information sticks to our head. Similarly, to make the chanting impactful, it has to be recited. There are ways of doing the chanting in your head. You do it, that's called Upansu Jap. It's also mentioned in the wisdom literatures, but that's recommended for people who have already controlled their mind, who are at a very high state of spiritual life. They can chant very quickly in their minds. But for beginners, what's recommended is that we chant in such a way, we don't scream out aloud and freak out the members of our family. We chant loud enough that we are able to hear the Mahamantra clearly. And the person, if suppose there's a person sitting beside us, that person hears a humming sound at least. Yeah.
Mhm. And Jill, you said that you had your hand is raised for a question.
Yes, Jill.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Um, Prabhuji, thank you so much for the session. It was wonderful. One question I have is that when we do the mantra meditation and when we are like engaging in the focusing on our mind into the mantra, the problem that I am facing is that while I expect the thoughts to calm down, that's when the storm comes.
Mm.
It's like I'm thinking that okay, when I'm chanting, the mind should calm down, but then that's when more thoughts are coming into my mind to distract, like, and then I'm getting more distracted because of that. So, like, I mean, what could be the solution to that, and why is this happening?
Sure. I would like to first answer the phenomena why it's happening. Yes. If you enter a space or a room that's not clean for a long time, and suppose you're brooming a little bit, what happens? The dust immediately rises up in the air. Oh, there's so much of dust in here. It's so dusty because it's not been cleaned for a long time. But when you see the dust, you don't get discouraged. Rather, you should understand we are going in the right direction, continue the cleaning. So the agitation that you're facing, or the resistance that's coming, is an indication that, oh yes, now here's the problem. It's like that. You're seeing what's the impurity. They're coming out. So you don't stop the process, you continue the process. That's the indication. So yes, so when you chant, your mind is going to shout, is going to scream, is going to yell all the more. All the distractions are going to come right at one particular point of time. That's when we have to understand, well, this is working. So what do? We tell the mind, we tell the distraction, see, I'm doing this particular process right now, right here, right now, right? And this is something that I want to do for the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes, blah, blah, whatever time. After this, I'll entertain you all. I have time for you. I have time for all you guys. But after I do this. Yes. It's like a sincere student who's saying that after I do my homework, then I'll come out to play. It's just when you're sitting down for homework and that's when you get all phone calls and you get people, you get guests. You tell everyone, yes, I'm going to entertain each and every one of you. But after I've done my work. So similarly, it's our duty to tell the mind, anyway I have to do this chanting, so why not give my best? So I'll have to give my best. So I'll say, finish this and then I'll entertain you guys. Because you will see the most amazing thing when the chanting is, oh, you complete your chanting session, all these guys disappear. They seem to be nowhere. Because they're all false creations of the mind. Yes. That's what we call in our Shastras as Maya. That's what's called as Maya. The illusion. That the mind tells you, if I don't get this, I'm going to die. Just see, just starve. Because the more you starve your body, you're going to go weak. But the more you starve your mind, you become strong mentally. So it's very good to starve the mind. You tell, okay, the best way to starve the mind is don't tell the mind, I'm not going to do it. Then that guy is going to shout. You have to treat the mind like a child. You and I had to have no experience of parenting. But parents have a very nice experience of how they deal with kids. They don't say the kids no. They say the kid, after some time. After you do this, then I'll do that. Very amicably, we have to have a dialogue with the mind. Yeah.
That's a really good point. I like that a lot. Does anybody else have any questions? Doesn't necessarily even have to be a question. It could be a realization, something you've learned from today, something that was beneficial for today that you'd like to practice forward. We always want to hear any thoughts that you guys have. Okay. I think that's everybody. Nobody has any other questions, I feel. Jill had typed in, he's just thanking you, Prabhu, for
Yes,
a
you can just
wonderful
take some
answer.
names. You can take names and ask them
Okay.
to say something.
I'm waiting for Bola because I really look
Yeah,
forward to
I had
her
the same name in
but I don't know.
because
I
there's going
know.
to be a power. There's energy going to
Yes,
come. Big energy.
exactly. I think she was
Yes.
in
Okay,
commute.
here it
Oh, there
goes.
she is!
One,
There
two,
she
and
is!
three.
Yay!
Shoot.
Oh, I'm so sorry today. I'm driving home. Yeah, but I'm packed. I'm packed somewhere now, so I can contribute.
Oh.
Yes, yes. So I thank you so much for this enlightenment. The topic on the meditation, I think is a very nice thing because for me, when I started. Once I sit down, once I make up my mind that I'm going to do something, then the resistance becomes small. Then your mind starts to go from left to right. It gets so bad that my head starts to itch, my hand will itch, everything just is as if all your senses are saying, no, 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 don't sit down still. So no, you cannot do this. So for me now, I started to do is what Prabhu just mentioned that I just chant. I see that I break it into three. The concentration part, which is me sitting down, then contemplate. I contemplate on the mantra. I go Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I try to remember all the meanings. So my mind is focused on the mantra. I'm not thinking because if your mind is on something, it's so hard to think about something. And like also Prabhu said.
Oh.
Oh,
Wait,
oh,
wait, 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 wait. Just
wait, wait,
you got muted. You got muted. You'll have to
wait.
Oh,
yeah,
Okay.
okay.
go on.
Now can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. You
Yeah.
just got
So
muted 2 seconds. We just missed your 2 seconds. Nothing else.
okay, yeah, so I find out that when I start to say it out and I contemplate on the meaning of the Hare Krishna, Krishna, Rama, Hare, I just start to think about what it means. So my mind is so centered on it. And after a while, I'm not thinking about the meaning again. I am just in the moment of the mantra. And then out of nowhere, I forgot about everything else. And then it leads me into that meditation. So I find out that just sitting for me, I don't think it's for me to just sit down and look in turn into my third eye or do something abstract. It doesn't really work for me. Like when I chant and then it leads into that quietness of my mind and my spirit. But I do have a question. My question is about now that once we get into the tune of that meditation, I find out that I start to wait for like maybe I'm gonna see something. Maybe Krishna is gonna hop down from my ceiling. No, please don't make fun of me. You know what I mean? I try to see, maybe I'm gonna see a vision, I'm gonna hear a voice. So I think I attach a lot of results, like something's gonna happen for me. So please educate me on that. Now, does it mean that I'm not progressive? I don't see anything out of the blues, or it's just you don't have to see anything and you're progressive? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We usually associate chanting, there has to be a divine experience. There has to be a
Yeah.
spark that we see, a light
You
that
just
comes
hear a
out.
voice.
Yeah. You see Krishna right in front of you. Oh, he's come. Finally, he's here. We made it. That's not happening, is it? Does it mean that we are not making progress? Yes, good question. This is a question which is frequently asked. It's not at all a silly question. It's a very good question. The progress that we make initially is called as anartha nivritti, the purification of the vices, namely the lust, pride, greed, envy, illusion. All the six vices, these vices they reduce. That's the purification. Because the divinity to appear, our heart has to be a very clean place. So the cleansing starts. And to the degree we are sincere in this process, to that degree the cleansing will take place. And after the heart is cleared up, because the divine experience is right within us, but the problem is it's covered. So all we are doing is through the chanting, we are removing ourselves, remove the covering. We call it discover yourself. You're removing the covering. And when the covering is removed, you get that substance. So right now we are still in the process of the covering getting removed, but please do. It's very important for everybody to do the self introspection as to, are the impurities reducing? Are the good qualities coming in? Because this is an indication of a sincere practice of chanting. The negativity goes off and all the wonderful qualities, they start to manifest in the heart. So that's a check that we need to keep on. Is it okay? Well, you may not immediately see some light or Krishna coming in front of you. That'll happen. That will happen. Very true. But first, let's look at our internals. Is it okay, Bola?
Oh, she's still muted. I think she's trying to talk.
Oh, she wants us time to talk. You can
I
unmute her.
think
Go
she
ahead.
was.
If you see her,
Yeah.
unmute her. Yes.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
One second, Bola. Sorry, you're just talking right now. Just give me 1 second. I have to figure out how. Oh, there you go. Now you're
She's
unmuted.
she's done.
Yeah.
Done.
I think, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And like Prabhu said, I think that in retrospect, when I look about from the time I started to be consistent with the japa and the meditation, I find that I don't even want to talk too much to people. I find that I don't want to listen to, beneficial talks and things like that. Or company, I don't even want to see company that is not adding any value to me. I think I find that my priorities are changing. And another big thing for me is that I want to do more of the sitting down. So I'm constantly looking for 5 a.m. I'm gonna wake up. Sometimes I wake up even earlier because I thought it was 5 a.m. already. So I find myself looking forward to those times and more wanting to spend more time. And I also find out that the resistance of my body is reducing, because I'm not feeling itchy or my mind is roving all over the place. I think I'm more centered. So I think maybe I'm actually making little progress. I want to believe. Yeah.
All right. This will definitely happen. This is a stage of uncertainty that comes.
Yeah.
Because what has happened is we are yet to see a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. So material life is like a one end of the tunnel, which is slowly going off. And the spiritual light is actually there at the other end of the tunnel. But sometimes you're in between. Even this light's gone, that light's gone. And we are stuck in between. You're not able to see light anywhere. And sometimes a person feels that the light that I've seen here, maybe that was better. Maybe should I go back? Because I could see
Mm,
something there.
mm,
That's when spirituality requires one quality, which is called as patience.
mm,
That's very much required. Another thing is how to get conviction is by looking at those who have practiced more than us.
That's correct.
Who have been practicing consistently for more number of years. We look at them, we talk to them, we look at their faith, their conviction, their enthusiasm, their bliss. We definitely get that conviction. Oh, this works. If this person's it's working for this person, well,
It should work
I'm
for
trying to
me
follow
too.
in the footsteps of this person. It's definitely going to work for me. Happens. Is
I
it
do
okay?
have another question though, if I can quickly ask the question.
Yes,
Um,
yes, please.
so would you say that it's more beneficial, quote and unquote, the people that leave their homes and go to like a mountain and forsake everything and just go there to just become spiritual, or you can attain that height of spirituality still dwelling amongst people and doing your normal life? Or is it or does it is this limited? Is your growth Will your growth be limited if you are not isolating from people? You know what I mean? I kind of feel like,
I get it.
do you
Is
get
it
it?
that you
Yeah.
in spiritual life you have to isolate yourself, go to the mountains, or live in solitude?
Yeah.
Well, no. Because what is most important in spiritual life is not the attire of the person, it's not the environment of the person. Association does matter. We need the positive association of the like minded people to keep fueling our process. But what's the most important aspect is the attitude.
Hmm.
A
I see.
person's attitude in this process of bhakti is
Hmm.
something that's going to take you ahead,
That's correct.
light years ahead. So,
I see.
attitude is most important
Okay.
because a person may be having the association but doesn't have a proper attitude, is not taking the association seriously. On the other
Perfect.
hand, a person, even a little association that's available, the person takes it with the proper attitude to make life light years of advancement.
Hmm.
So,
Nice.
chanting and attending the sermons and these kind of discussions, when done with the right attitude, will bring about great deal of advancement. So,
Thank you.
attitude matters.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Okay.
That's perfect. Does anybody else have any follow-up questions here before we end the session? Any comments at all? No, we have a little bit more of a quiet group this time, but I think
Ringyal
we
wants to
have
say something.
Winga.
Ringyal.
Yes.
Yeah, hi everyone. Sorry, I couldn't unmute myself there. Thank you. I had a question around like I know meditation is great and there's a lot of benefits and it's awesome. But my challenge is so in the morning, it's fine. I wake up and I have to do prayers and all that. So like I'll do it. I guess this is where I've just been doing the chantings in my head. So I'll try to do it out loud tomorrow. Um, but at night, I try to do a meditation or even like a yoga. I can read, but typically that's good. I could kind of read like fiction more so. But at night, I either have like too much energy from the like, stuff that's happened during the day. Like if um depending on like my level of anxiety or like the activities that I've been doing, I have a lot of energy and like I can barely sit down. Like I just sat down today. um or I'm like super down and then I just come and like lay on the couch and I just don't get up. And so I've like had my mat rolled out full time in my house, but I just don't like I can't sit myself to meditate or to chant or any of those things. Typically after work.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any recommendation on like, I guess the
Okay.
meditation is part of like the energy management, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And such how the meditation helps you in this aspect is once you have a control over your mind, it really doesn't matter of because you can dictate your mind. I want to do this, and the mind cooperates. Right? Of course, when your energy level is high, what is energy level? Energy level is actually a state of mind. Yes, it's actually a state of mind. And when you tell your mind that, well, I need to sit down and do this, the mind will cooperate and you can sit down and do this. And other hand, when you're feeling a little drowsy, there's something kind of thing to be done. All right, we can't extend beyond, but at least this is needful. The next 10-15 minutes, let's invest in this direction, get this done, and we'll have a work done. So that way you manage your priorities properly. It's about priority management. That was a topic that we had taken last time. And mantra meditation does help in this aspect. It really does help. Because when you have your purpose clear, your mind is driven by purpose many times. And if this has got to be done, I'll do it. Right? It's about priority. Now, for example, somebody is a mother of a small infant baby. And you know what's speciality about babies? They wake up anytime.
Yeah.
They sleep at their own time, they wake up anytime. Now, the mother may be dead tired from work, but still, in order to serve the baby, there's a purpose. I need to serve this baby. The mother is willing to extend. So because the purpose is there, clear, the mind also cooperates. Right? So we get that purpose in this association. And we are able to hold on to that purpose through the mantra meditation. And when that is the case, we will be doing our spiritual duties and material duties properly and responsibly when it has to be done. That's how this chanting helps to achieve, to go beyond the struggle that you're facing. You getting it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Does anybody else have any other comments or questions, concerns, things that they're struggling with that they would like to speak before we end the session?
Well, Nia is here. You want to say something?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for having this session. It's actually the first time I'm attending it,
Oh, no.
so it was nice. Like my only struggle is my busy schedule, and then I do try to chant like sometime in the morning, but it's not regular. Yeah, like yeah, I was actually questioning like why did I even start the course? And like I was reading like the books and all that before and I was really enjoying it. But now it's really hard to manage everything and I'm kind of missing that part. So that's the hardest part for me. But this semester actually I'm grateful that I actually joined the course because we were able to do something meaningful in the university. So yeah.
For
Anyways,
those of you
thank
guys who
you.
don't know, Neha has been helping us to, in the Bannerton campus, she's been helping us to have this weekly programs. We have it in the lunch break. So we have a little bit of meditation to begin with. Then we serve the meal, we serve the sacred meal, and during the meal we have some thoughtful discussion, and we closed with mantra music meditation with the harmonium. We have the kirtans. It's for 45 minutes program, 12 to 12:45. When the students have their break, we have this program. That's how it happens. So that's something very meaningful. It's a very amazing contribution. I can't thank you enough for that. And thank you for coming today as well.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think if we, right,
All
if
right.
nobody else has any comment, we can
Yeah,
close.
definitely. Perfect. Well, I thank everybody so much for coming. I know we tend to go a little bit over time, but I mean, I'm not complaining. Hopefully nobody else is complaining. Again, I thank you guys for taking the time every Thursday. I definitely really, really look forward to these talks. They help kind of refocus and recenter me into the weekend and starting of the week. So I hope that you guys can join again next Thursday. We'll definitely send out what we'll be discussing next Thursday. But we will speak to you soon. Thank you again so much for coming, and I hope you guys have a good week and weekend. Bye.
Okay.
Haribol.
See, Hare Krishna. Bye,
Hare
everyone.
Krishna.